think I've just bought the cheapest Fiat 500 that there is in the UK. Let's go and have a look at it. So I've decided I'm going to sell this little Volkswagen Beetle. It's a 2007, good clean, it should be all nice. But this, it's a Fiat 500. Love these cars. Takes me back to my youth. The first car that I had was a Fiat 127 and I loved everything about it. However, those were the old Fiats, 1980. This is a 2009 and I bought it for £700. £700. And look at this interior. I love the little nod to the original Fiat 500. You've got that lovely sort of 1960s retro feel to it, but of course with a few modern day extras. The seats here, you've got this half leather effect. You've got a fabric down the bottom and it's this upper part here which then contrasts the rest of the upper of the car. The best thing I love about it, I love the simplicity of these cars. It really does take you back. Well, it does take me back anyway to when I was in my teens and I had my first little hatchback. It's lovely. Headroom in this thing is great, really good. It looks quite small, but actually when you're inside, there's a lot of space around it, and they've managed to achieve that by keeping the center console and actually keeping the seats as well nice and small and not having too much clutter down the bottom here. I love this gear shift, the way that they've got it up high here. That's perfect, especially in traffic, because you don't have to reach down low like in the days of old. The gear shift is nice and ergonomically in the right place. You've got your buttons on your steering wheel. A little Windows key here. It says Windows Mobile. If you look down here, this is a little Windows icon. So I haven't actually seen what that's all about. We'll plug a USB in and have a look at that later. So there's a few little niggles. I wouldn't say that anything really to worry about. The radio, poor reception, and I've read that that's down to potentially a little connection on the back. I've got a very good idea what that is, not too concerned about it. And we need to take the radio out, so that'll be one of my first videos to learn how to do that. I've got my little iCarsoft. I'm going to plug it in now and I'm going to have a little look and see when was the last time the codes were cleared on this car. I always like to see if the car had been sort of tweaked before I bought it. Now I actually kind of knew the person I bought it from, and one of the best things about that is I've got that confidence that I haven't been ripped off. But nevertheless, I'm going to plug in, see what codes I can see. So incidentally, the first thing I've learnt is where the OBD port is, and it's hidden behind this. You just simply put it off. And now I can access it, plug in. Let's go and see what we can see. Right, let's go and see if I've got Fiat on this thing. I can't remember. I think I did. Oh, there it is, there. Brilliant. So let's go into Fiat. And let's see if we can find the car. It's a 500 1.2 Fiat 500. There we go. And it's a 2007. No, it's not. It's a 2009. And we're going to go for a smart scan. And that way it's going to choose all of the features that this iCarsoft can talk to with the car. So these are I've got one of 7 things that I can check. So let's go into each one and see. Let's go and see view data, just to see what that gives. Ooh, engine speed, vehicle speed, water temperature, battery voltage. Let's have a look at that, because as you can see, I actually had to jump start the car because the battery was low, but I believe it's charging up okay. So I'm going to select that one. Spark plug advanced, calculator advanced. It's funny how some of these menus are really unique depending on the car. Lambda sensors, that's good, isn't it? NOx sensors, it's all there, and I've got 68 different things that this car can do. So despite the fact that there was only 7 menus before, there's 68 things I can go into there. So actually, let's just first of all, let's go into view data. I'm going to go battery voltage, just have an F2 to start. And we've got 14 volts, which tells me that we have got a nice little charge happening. So the alternator's all good. Okay. I'm going to go back and we're going to see if there's any fault codes on this. We got one of two, clutch pedal, intermittent. And we have lambda signal below catalyst. So one of the first things I notice is that these dials, they are really, I mean really hard to turn. And I think it's just not being used very much. And this one as well. The fan's fine. And the upper one here, again, it's just stiff. I just think it needs to be used. So, I've got some silicone lubricant. The first big job of this car. I'm going to spray it into the little joints in there, wipe off the excess. Silicone's really good for just keeping things, especially plastics and rubber. Well, it's still pretty stiff. So, looks like I can just pull this fascia off. I'm going to give that a go, and hopefully it's just the plastic dial and not what it's trying to turn behind there. So let's have a go and try and take this off. Yeah. Oh, hello. Hi, he's got his Santa hat on. Ooh, my son's just come back with a Santa hat on. Oh, there we are. Oh, all right, that looks good. Make sure nothing's cracked, nothing's broken. Right, now this is the dial that I'm interested in, and as I can turn it easily with my fingers, that's good, that's happy days. Which means it's got to then therefore be this dial, which is why it's so stiff. Yeah, and sure enough, it's the dial, so that's good. So somewhere in the back here in this mechanism, I thought with a little bit of grease it would sort it, but I mean that is really stiff. So I'm going to try and loosen that off, see what's going on in here. Something's rubbing on it. But we'll fix it, we'll fix it. Right, good. First job. I'm going to spray it into the little joints in there. Silicone's really good for just keeping things, especially plastics and rubber, and it lubricates it nicely. So just need to work that in and I think we'll all be good.